Breaking the silence, taking the dive in. Nikki pulling strings like she playing the violin. Made in his likeness, radiant vibrance. Give him all glory, ain't no way to deny it. She gon' make you laugh, she gon' stimulate your mind. Making things shake, she ain't in no wasting time. They can come close, but can't imitate the grind. Got a different way to illustrate and innovate designs. BTS podcast, gotta watch that. Teaching us the game, that mean Nikki got class. If you watch it once, you gon' wanna stop back. This an opportunity that you cannot pass. Unleash your inner voice, cause better days coming. Better days, get ready for better days. Better days, better days. Better days, get ready for better days. Better days, better days.
Back to the Breaking the Silence podcast, where your voice matters. Stories don't whisper, they speak. I'm your host, Author Nikki Nicole, and tonight I'm celebrating fathers, father figures, and men whose impact extends beyond the words. So tonight I'm joined by Semaj Alston. He is I'm pretty sure I'm going to mess this word up, but I'm going to say it anyway. Samoan leader, father, and currently in school to obtain his screenwriting degree. So, after the countdown, please welcome him to the Breaking the Silence podcast for the first time, y'all. I'm excited about this conversation. Hey. Now I'm pretty sure I mispronounced that word. So now tell them a little bit about yourself and pronounce that word right for me.
All right. My name is Semaj Alston. I'm 20 years old, and it's pronounced Samoan. I am a tribal chief of my entire Fole. As said before, I'm in school to obtain my screenwriting degree and directing degree.
Okay. All right. So now I'm honored to have you up here for this Father's Day edition. And I hope that you can change some things for those fathers out there after they hear this episode. So when you hear the word father, what does that mean to you? And has that definition changed over the years?
To me, it means a leader of a family, the head of the table, one that is set to lead an example and to provide and to be a key ingredient in a family.
Now you said a mouthful there. Because a lot of people, take that word lightly. So for you the first thing for you to say is leader, that's big.
Yes,
so now take me back to the moment that you found out you were going to be a father. What thoughts and emotions was running through your mind at that time?
Man, I was so happy that I've been wanting a kid since I was a kid. Raising cousins, and it's a whole bunch of us, especially when you're in a Samoan family, there's a whole bunch of us. So raising my little cousins, I think I was like the only boy out of all the girls, because girls is like, I can't wait to be a mom and do this and this and this and be a family. Or the guys like, oh, I can't wait to play football. I think I was the only boy that was saying, I can't wait to be a dad. And it's been like that. So when I found out that I was about to be a father, man, tears of joy, straight tears of joy.
Wow. So now when you welcome your son into the world, how was that moment when you first saw your son, knowing that forever you want to be a father? Now this little person is finally here.
1,000 thoughts. 1,000, because my first thought was, all right, now I got to step up. It's game time. He's here now. Playing time is over. It's really time to mature, because now you have someone that's going to be looking up to you, and you have to set an example. You don't want him to grow up and be like, well, my dad did this, so I'm going to do this, then it's something bad. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Wow. So now, as you look back, as the old folks, so over your life, but as you look back over your journey, what has fatherhood taught you about yourself that you may have never learned if you didn't become a father at all?
I am a big kid. I am a huge kid. And my leadership skills definitely needed improvement, because, like I said, when you hold a child and it's your own, you start thinking of everything that you need to do, everything that you need to set as an example. Like, okay, they get to this age, this is what we gonna do. All right, so we thinking about school, we thinking about, everything that could possibly happen. So I realized that I really need to lock in, because I've had a whole bunch of childish ways. So,
Wow. Then that's interesting that you realize that hey, it's time to grow up, because most people don't realize that. They still don't change anything. They think, oh well, like I got a kid, oh well, and kid life keeps going. So yeah, that's awesome. So now, was there any moment in your life that changed the way that you viewed fatherhood and the role as a father?
I think when I lost my child, that really, it hit. And I look at these other fathers who aren't present, and they're blessed with kids that are healthy and strong, and they leave them, or they neglect them, or they treat them horribly. And it's like, man, y'all just don't get it. To have someone that could carry on your legacy, and this is what you do. Me, I wish I had my son to carry on my Samoan legacy, to be the next tribal chief, to hold my ulafala in his hand and be like, this is my destiny, this is my birthright, So it taught me a lot. Like, when an opportunity does come again, this is what we got to do, because I am determined not to be like the ones nowadays.
Wow. Powerful. Now you gotta break that down for them. Now, what does it mean to carry that legacy on? I'm not gonna repeat the words because I'm gonna mess that up too. But tell them, what does that mean to carry those roles and have that legacy within your family?
Being a tribal chief is more than just wearing a fancy necklace or wearing a headpiece or wearing a lava. The symbol of tribal chief means you are a big leader, which means everybody comes to you. You don't really get a break. It sucks, but it's rewarding at the end of the day, because you have so many people depending on you, and your judgment determines a lot of things. Now, I want someone to carry on my legacy, because the way I am now, I want to continue, because I try my best at everything. I try to make sure everyone is accommodated. Sometimes I think I try a little too much, but I just want my son or my daughter to take this ulafala, and when they do, the rest of the family can follow suit, because, her dad led by a good example, so she's going to do, if not greater than him, right there at his level. You know what I mean? because I've always want my kids to do better than me.
Absolutely.
I'm going to set the bar, but I want you to go above that bar.
Right. That's how it's supposed to be. Be better than me. Don't make the same mistakes that I made.
Don't do that.
Do better. Do better.
Don't do that.
Ooh. So now, how has your life shifted and changed since you lost your child? What was his name?
Aaron.
Oh.
Aaron. That was my boy. Honestly, it's made me think. And the way he passed away, I always said my baby was an explosive gift, born on July 4th of July, and passed away on Christmas, and a lot of people have said, even my mom has said, just think about it as God putting an angel back in the sky where he belongs, and I carry myself knowing that my son is looking at me from above. And although he didn't get to fulfill a life, he's still looking at his dad like, that's my father, and I carry myself accordingly because I want him to see that this is what would have happened if you were here. And I also want, I have to encourage myself sometimes, because there are times where, I might see him in a vision or whatnot, and it breaks me down and I just want to stop, because my world stopped when he passed. And, I got to keep going, not just for myself, but for him too.
But they always like to say that time heals all wounds, but I really don't believe that. I think over time you get used to them not being there and living without them, but you're still hurting. Somebody can say something and it triggers the emotions all over again, like it was the day that it happened.
Man, anytime I think of him, it's just like, wow. Because this year he'd be turning 4 this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm sorry for your loss, but like I agree, he's an angel in the sky looking down. So now you got to set the example, because he's still watching you.
Oh yeah,
still watching. So now, in your opinion, what do you think children need the most from their fathers that money, gifts, or material things can't provide?
Love, understanding, compassion. Without that, no matter how much you give them, they'll still neglect you. Money can't buy happiness. Love is key.
That's absolutely true. You know what? And they'll always remember it.
Yes,
you can always think about the love that your parents give you, and keep that in the back of your mind forevermore, even when they're gone. That love still will remain. So I agree. So now, when people talk about being a good father, because a lot of people talk about being a good father or a bad father, either way, what do you think matters the most at the end of the day? Because there's a lot of fathers out here that probably can't give like they want to. They can't see their children like they want to. But what do you think matters the most at the end of the day when it comes down to providing for your child?
I feel like as long as you're there in a way that lets that kid know that, hey, I might not be here all the time, but your father still loves you. And you show it, and you don't just say it, because actions speak louder than words. If you show that you're there, and I'm going to always be here, daddy might not always be here physically, but he's always going to be with you in his heart, and you show that, regardless of how far you are, that kid's still going to be like, my daddy's still right here with me. And I might not be able to see him often. Kids at a young age, they're like sponges. The more you put into a sponge, the more it holds.
Right.
So you just, instead of just talking, show, do.
I'm a firm believer on that, because anybody can tell you that they love you.
Oh yeah.
Doesn't mean they mean that. But if their actions show me that they love me and they care about my well-being, then okay, I believe it. But you can't just tell me you love me and don't have no kind, because love to me is a verb.
It is.
It's a verb. Don't tell me you love me if you don't mean it. Because I'm gonna find out you don't.
Right. What's done in the dark will come to light.
Right. So now I'm down to my last question.
All right.
I know, right? Years from now, when people tell the story of Semaj Alston, what do you hope they say about the way you loved, led, and showed up as a father?
He did his best. And the reason why I say that is because you're not perfect. No one's perfect. You're going to mess up. You're going to fail in some things as a parent. But as long as people can say he did his best and he did it well, he showed up. He loved his child or his children. He supported them in anything that they wanted to do. As long as they can say that, I'm satisfied.
Amen. Let's say, let the church say amen.
Amen.
Amen. So now I'm going to pass the mic to you. Let everybody know how to follow your journey on social media. If you're doing screenwriting, let them know what you're doing with screenwriting, a little bit about you, and maybe throw some advice out there for these fathers out there that's missing out. So I'm going to pass the mic to you.
All right. Well, one thing I will say for advice, just show up, man. You don't have to be the most flashiest. You don't have to be the richest. The thing that makes you the richest is love. And if your kid knows that you love them, you're the richest man in the world. Just show up, show out, and support. Never let your children down. And I know that's hard sometimes because life happens. But as long as you're able to make it up, everything's all right. Now, as far as me screenwriting, right now I'm in the middle of making a movie and writing a movie that I've been writing since I was a little kid. And it's a gruesome process. I'm not gonna lie, it's gruesome. But as far as Instagram, you guys can follow me at Azrael Archangel. It's a childhood name. Azrael _ Archangel 12. Follow me, see what's up. And if you have any questions, or if you're someone that can help me in my process of writing, hit me up, because I'm always down to learn. I'm always down to, talk to people, get ideas, because I'm honestly about to start a team with this writing process, because it is gruesome. Making a movie isn't as easy as people think it is. But yeah, that's me. And I hope that whatever I said in this podcast has touched somebody or lifted somebody up or really made somebody think about whatever it is they're going through. But show up for your kids, man. The fole is always important. That's all I got to say.
I know that's right. He said, that's all I got to say. Well, thank you so much for coming and allowing me to shine the light on you as a father, because, there's not many fathers out there that step up and show out. So continue to be you. And when that blessing comes back again, continue to be you. Maybe this is God, saying, you know what? Not yet, but he's coming back.
Oh yeah. And I'm just waiting.
He's coming back. And thank you to everybody else out there that's tuning into this amazing episode tonight. I hope that you have learned something tonight and you have taken into consideration what he has said to you tonight about fatherhood. There's not many fathers out there that do what they need to do and show up and do what they need to do. But I congratulate all of you that are stepping up and doing what you need to do in this lifetime. So as we close tonight's conversation, I want to remind each father, every father, stepfather, grandfather, mentor, and father figure that may be watching this, your presence matters. Sometimes people remember the gifts, money, or maybe milestones, but what they often remember most is who showed up for them, who stayed, who loved, who tried. And once again, shout out to Semaj for coming and joining me and sharing your voice, your journey, and your truth tonight. So to everyone watching this episode, and if it's touched you, challenged you, or maybe reminded you of someone special, drop a comment and tell me what lesson did your father father figure teach you that you'll never forget. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, because healing begins when we do what? Speak. Later, everybody.
Better days, slowly but surely it's a better space. That'll waste my mind, so I meditate till I levitate. I elevate when I learn not to hesitate. No more, keep moving forward. Chase my goals and focus more towards it. Hate the lows, but I need those to flourish. Place my goals in front, that's what's important. So I ask myself what inspires me. Breaking out of my shell, feeling your shot quiet me. And now I'm breaking the silence like I'm Nikki Nicole. Let's go. Promise you gon' see better. Hey, gotta keep going till you see them. Promise you gon' see better. Hey, you gotta keep going till you see them.